What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to a brand new Battlefront 2 video. And in today's video we're going to be talking about some leaks that have appeared on Reddit over the past few days about what is to come to Battlefront 2. Now bear in mind that these are leaks, so are not 100% confirmation of what is to come in the future. However, both theories kind of have some sort of credibility to them. The first theory does kind of touch on things which we didn't really know about, which have then came to light, and the second theory has an in-game screenshot of the Bausch skin for Leia that is going to be arriving next week. Now that wouldn't just sort of appear on the web anywhere, that would have to come from an official source inside of DICE, so you know, maybe the second theory has more truth to it than the first. But before we get fully into these theories, make sure to let me know down in the comment section below what you'd like to see come to the game at some point. Make sure to smash a like on this video to show support for Battlefront 2 on the channel, and if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to be kept up to date with Battlefront 2 content and see exclusive gameplay videos in the future. But now let's get into the first theory, which is from Battlefront Skin Leaks, and he titled this "The Current State of the Game." Now he went on to say that you should know that there are a lot of things that have completed development, like Leia's A New Hope skin, but the release schedule changes on a weekly basis based on internal meetings. There is also some content like drop pod mode and a New Hope Luke skin that are saved for a rainy day. If there is ever a month when content cannot be completed due to a bug or tight schedule, these would be utilised. Hood Slayer will be a legendary skin for Leia, and despite what people on Reddit say, Disney is not against it. Now I think this is the Slave Leia skin from Return of the Jedi, and then he went on again to say that they had a painting at celebration of this, and Kennedy was opening a ceremony at a wax museum which had Slave Leia with Jabba. Now that's not, you know, something massively sort of cement concrete 100% to go off, but it, you know, it would be good to see it come to the game at some point, but I'm just not sure if this part of this leak is actually true. What is happening is the most popular skins are being saved as DICE don't want to blow their load in the initial run, which kind of makes sense because if they put everything out into the game that is the most requested thing straight away, then they kind of just have really crappy content to bring out afterwards. But at the moment they seem to be bringing the crappy stuff first, so hopefully it will get better. He went on to say that the Hood Slayer layer will be a game changer because along with it, it will be the first, or there will be the first, hero ability swapping star card in the game. He said that the shield is mostly useless in heroes versus villains against lightsaber heroes, so if this ability changing star card comes into the game, it means that the shield can be swapped out for another ability, like how the heavy trooper can swap out their shield for a turret. Leia's new ability will be a chain that functions like Roadhogs. I've no idea who that is, but it'll be interesting to see if it does come into the game how it'll work. He said it is to counter a fly-in Boba or run-in Maul, so I'm guessing this chain can be thrown at them and then it sort of pulls them back or doesn't let them get too far away. He said that the chain is based on Hood Slayer killing Jabba, but the star card can be used with other skins as well. Obviously they wouldn't lock a star card to a specific skin, so you know, that's just kind of straightforward and simple. He said that Luke's Repulse ability will eventually get an alternative star card as well, but there's a debate whether to do that or make the Repulse break through blocks. So if you were going up against Darth Vader and he's just blocking all the time, if you use Repulse you can break that block and then go and attack him with your lightsaber. He then went on to say that a lot of stuff like droidekas, Obi-Wan, Grievous, etc. have been put on the back burner since mid-January. He said that Dennis wasn't lying back then when teasing Clone Wars. I don't really remember him teasing Clone Wars that much, but I remember him saying that droidekas could come to the game, so maybe this theory or leak is kind of true in some way. He said right now the focus is on churning out cosmetics to generate revenue. If DICE can't show that the game is not profitable, then there are no major content creation will be greenlit. I think what he means by that is that if DICE don't show EA that the game is actually profitable, then EA won't give the green light on any major content to be created and brought into the game. He said period after that, so he's dead serious about it. He then went on to say, for Geonosis, don't expect a huge sprawling map with lots of vehicles. This kind of sort of conflicts with the second theory, which goes on to say that we're going to get something massive. He said that they simply do not have the resources to make a big Geonosis map or a big Geonosis DLC. Its creation will depend heavily on the sale of upcoming skins. At most, expect Geonosis caves for Hunt. DICE will be reusing old maps in new ways for gimmicky modes while concentrating on cosmetics, except Racing, Hunt, Drop Pod, Droid Run, and etc. Now I'm guessing that these will be limited time modes, so maybe we could see pod racing come into the game at some point, a new form of Hunt, Drop Pod from the original game and Droid Run from the original game, things like that. Whether these modes will come into the game permanently, I don't know, but if they are good enough, I don't see why they couldn't. He then went on to say that there will be one tweaked mode every month, along with 2 to 3 skins and some balance updates. Obviously we need to keep the game sort of in check and not let it run wild with bugs, so that kind of makes sense. Heroes will start to receive star cards for replacing abilities. Obviously he covered that earlier on by saying that Leia's shield might be changed or be able to be changed with this chain ability. The reason there's no roadmap is because nothing has been greenlit, which he mentioned before, and there's not much funding, which again he mentioned before. DICE is on proving grounds right now. If the microtransaction whole issue didn't happen, Obi-Wan and Grievous would have arrived in February or March, with Solo in June, and Padme and Jango with Geonosis in August. There are some half-completed assets, but honestly, everything is in limbo right now, and DICE is trying to buy time. So it looks like if the game picks up and it is more profitable than it has been in recent weeks or months, then EA will allow DICE to create more bigger DLCs like Geonosis, and we could finally see Grievous and Obi-Wan come into the game. But we're going to have to wait and see what happens over the next few weeks. Probably more so regarding the Solo DLC, because if people come back to the game, people spend more money on skins, then maybe EA will see that the game is worth actually investing in and giving more sort of workers back to DICE to allow them to create the bigger DLCs. Now onto the second leak. This is by Martiger434, and this was titled The Plan for the Game in the Upcoming Months. He said first, they don't have an established 100% roadmap that is put in stone. They simply adapt and sometimes change over the night, but I can provide stuff for the next coming months which should be 95% accurate. That's a bold statement, but this sort of leak was backed up by the in-game screenshot of the Bausch skin for Leia. He said they focus on small modes to catch your eyes. Earn time to finish Geonosis. Yep, you heard me. Well, it is going to be Geonosis. I don't know what he means by that. It could come eventually. I have no idea. Not going to provide in-depth details, which is kind of annoying, because if he's been given them, then he should sort of put them out there if he's going to put the rest of it out there. You will have to wait a lot more, maybe 3 more months from now on until it will go live. So maybe it's at least 3 months until we get Geonosis. I'm kind of having to decipher this as I'm going through it because the grammar's a little bit all over the place. He said that they want to make it epic and worth the wait. Now this contradicts what the previous leak said, where that Geonosis is going to be really small, but at the same time they might be making it small at the moment, but they want to wait, build it up, and then release a massive DLC. There will be some badass skins for Grievous, some that were already posted here. I don't know where here is because there was nothing there. It is going to have phases. It won't just be an open space desert as some of you suggested. So probably you already think of what will be to one of the game phases based on the movie. So I'm guessing what he's saying there is that the Geonosis game mode is going to be staged, and it's going to be based on some of the things from Attack of the Clones. That was quite hard to decipher. Again, the grammar's all over the place, so I'm doing my best. He said, I've noticed Geonosis was leaked incredibly earlier than now, but that guy seemed to have retracted his words and later pretended to be uncertain. He says that we're going to be getting some new modes like Heroes vs Villains 2v2, which is confirmed by Hero Showdown. He said Starfighter on Arcade, which again was confirmed with Season 2. He then said more multiplayer strike maps. These could come from the new world that we're going to be getting. He said some for Blast, again from the new world that we could be getting. Some for racing maps. Now this links in with the first leak, because he said we're going to be getting some racing modes. More skins for heroes, some really legendary ones like the Lando skiff and the Leia Bausch costumes. Now I don't know if this theory was actually posted before Season 2 was announced, but if he's guessed that Lando skiff and Leia Bausch was going to come to the game before it was even announced, I'd say that the second leak is more than likely the more credible one. Like I said, it also had the in-game screenshot of the Bausch skin for Leia. He then went on to say about Geonosis that it will come much later at the end of summer, and that there is no chance at all that it will be here before August. Now, I can see why that would probably happen, and again it also links back in with the first leak. The first leak said that originally we were going to be getting Geonosis in August. Now the second leak is saying that there's no chance it's coming before August. which again, it kind of matches up in some way, so there could actually be a lot of credibility behind these two leaks. However, in my opinion, I'm not 100% sure. We're just going to have to wait and see what EA and DICE are going to actually do after Season 2. Because if it is true that EA aren't putting the green light on any major content coming to the game, if Season 2 doesn't go well, and if Battlefront 2 doesn't generate enough revenue, then we probably aren't going to be getting the game that we all really want, with the massive Clone Wars content and content from everything we could possibly ever dream of. We're just going to be stuck with a very basic game, which, in my opinion, would suck. I want the bigger content from the Clone Wars. I want Geonosis, I want Obi-Wan Grievous, I want as much as we can possibly get. So the game's really going to need some backing from the fans and the players at the moment to make sure we get the better content in the future. But again, these are just leaks on Reddit, so they might just be completely false. However, they do have some credibility to them, like I've been saying throughout this video. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys think that these leaks are true? If you do, make sure to let me know down in the comments. Make sure to smash a like as well on this video if you have enjoyed it, and if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to be kept up to date with Battlefront 2 content and see exclusive gameplay videos in the future. But other than that, we'll see you in the next video.